Have you ever had a crush so intense it felt like you were losing your mind? Just a little. You know the feeling. One minute you're a normal, functioning adult, and the next you're rereading a simple text message from them for the 10th time, trying to decode the hidden meaning behind a smiley face emoji. You find yourself smiling, goofy at nothing, replaying a 2-minute conversation from earlier in the day like it's a feature film. Your stomach does a little flip every time they walk into the room, and suddenly, your favorite song is every song that reminds you of them. We tend to think of a crush as a simple matter of the heart, a light, sweet, almost childish feeling of liking someone. But what if I told you it has almost nothing to do with your heart and everything to do with a powerful chemical cocktail that your brain has just started cooking up? Having a crush is one of the most intense neurological events we can experience. It's a temporary, beautiful, and sometimes maddening form of insanity. So today, let's look under the hood. Let's explore the simple science of what's really happening in your brain when you're caught in the wonderful, dizzying whirlwind of a new crush. Stage 1. The spark. The more please chemical. Okay, so let's talk about that first moment, that spark. It's the can't eat, can't sleep, can't stop thinking about them phase. It turns out this isn't just you being dramatic. Your brain has essentially just hit the jackpot at a casino and is desperately trying to pull the lever again. This entire feeling is driven by a flood of two chemicals, dopamine and a surge of adrenaline-like energy. Imagine this. You're at a new job and you meet a new coworker. Let's call them Jordan. The first time you talk, it's normal, polite, nothing special. But a few days later, you're in a boring meeting, and Jordan makes a quiet, witty joke that only you hear. You both share a secret smile. And in that moment, click. Something in your brain lights up. Later that day, you're still thinking about that shared smile. The next morning, you actually feel a little jolt of excitement on your way to work. You see them by the coffee machine, and your heart literally does a little thump-thump that wasn't there yesterday. What is going on? That feeling is dopamine. Think of it as your brain's internal reward system, its feel-good button. When you do something your brain likes, like eating your favorite food or winning a game, it gives you a little hit of dopamine that says, "Yes, that was great. Let's do that again." That shared smile with Jordan was, to your brain, a massive, unexpected reward. So now, your brain has one primary mission: get more. It creates an intense motivation, a craving to interact with them again to get another hit of that feel-good chemical. This is why you suddenly find yourself engineering reasons to walk past their desk or join a project they're working on. You're not just being social, you're a treasure hunter, and they are the treasure. At the same time, your body gets a jolt of norepinephrine, which is basically a cousin to adrenaline. This is the stuff responsible for the physical symptoms. The racing heart, that's the adrenaline kick. The sweaty palms when you have to talk to them, that's your body's fight or flight system being activated in a low-grade but very real way. It's what gives you that boundless energy and makes it impossible to sleep. You're literally too amped up on your own internal chemicals. So, when you're in this first stage, you're not experiencing calm affection. You're a high-energy, focused, and slightly obsessed motivation machine. A healthy, normal interaction doesn't feel like you've just had 3 espressos, but a new crush often does. It's not a sign that you've necessarily found your one true soulmate. It's a sign that your brain has found a new, exciting, and very potent source of a chemical high. Stage 2. The idealization, the perfection filter. As your brain continues to chase that dopamine rush, something even more fascinating begins to happen. Your perception of reality starts to warp. Your brain becomes the world's best publicist for your crush, creating a highlight reel of their best moments, while conveniently deleting any and all evidence of their flaws. This is the powerful stage of idealization. You're no longer seeing a person, you're seeing a walking, talking fantasy. Let's go back to Jordan. You are now fully smitten. You see Jordan drop a stack of papers, and instead of thinking, they're a bit clumsy, your brain immediately reframes it as, oh, that's so endearing and relatable. They're not perfect, they're just like me. You hear them tell a joke that, objectively, is not very funny, but you find yourself laughing with genuine delight, because in your mind, they have a brilliant sense of humor. You might even see them be short with a coworker or learn they have a questionable taste in music, but your brain skillfully pushes that information into a mental folder labeled minor details not important. This isn't you being delusional. It's a well-documented psychological bias called the halo effect. It's our brain's tendency to let one strongly positive trait shine so brightly that it casts a glowing halo over everything else about that person. Because the feeling of being around them is so rewarding, thanks dopamine, your brain decides that everything about them must be wonderful. Your brain actively helps you build this perfect image. It filters reality. It magnifies every positive quality they have and shrinks every negative one until it's invisible. You start daydreaming, filling in the gaps of what you don't know about them with your own idealized traits. You imagine they are kind, intelligent, funny, and adventurous, even if you have no real evidence for it. You're not falling for the real complex Jordan, who probably has morning breath and gets annoyed in traffic. You're falling in love with Jordan, the perfect character your own brain is co-writing with your heart. In a healthy, long-term relationship, true intimacy is built on seeing, understanding, and loving a person despite their flaws. The idealization stage of a crush, however, is built on the temporary, blissful ignorance of those flaws. It's a fantasy, and it feels absolutely incredible, because for a little while, your brain lets you believe you found the one flawless person on Earth. It's a beautiful lie we tell ourselves, and it's a necessary step in the journey of falling for someone. The key is just to remember that eventually the halo will fade, and the real, wonderfully imperfect person will come into focus. Stage 3. The attachment. The cozy campfire feeling. If you continue to spend time with your crush, a new, quieter magic often begins to take over. That frantic, heart-pounding, can't-sleep energy starts to mellow out, replaced by a different, deeper feeling. This is the third and most crucial stage. It's where your brain chemistry begins to shift from pure, high-energy attraction to the beginnings of genuine attachment. And the new chemicals running the show are oxytocin and vasopressin. Let's check in on you and Jordan one last time. The constant, buzzing energy has faded. You can sleep again. You can actually focus on your work. But now, when you see them, the feeling is different. It's not a jolt of lightning anymore. It's more like the feeling of wrapping yourself in a warm, comfortable blanket on a cold day. You might have a long conversation with them about nothing particularly exciting, just about your respective weekends, and you walk away feeling a deep sense of peace and rightness. Just being in the same room with them, even in silence, feels safe. This shift is a sign that the initial dopamine fireworks are starting to fade. They were never meant to last. In their place, your brain is releasing oxytocin, which you can think of as the cuddle hormone or the bonding chemical. It's released during moments of close connection, a long hug, a deep and trusting conversation, physical intimacy, and it creates powerful feelings of security and calm. You're also getting vasopressin, another hormone linked to long-term pair bonding and a sense of protectiveness. This is the most important stage for the future of any relationship. The wild, obsessive energy of the first two stages is a chemical sprint. It's designed by nature to get two people to focus intensely on each other and overcome the initial fear of vulnerability. But the attachment phase is the beginning of a marathon. This is where a crush can finally evolve from a fiery, unsustainable infatuation into the foundation of a stable, loving partnership. It's the transition from the frantic feeling of, "I can't stop thinking about you," to the calm, steady feeling of, "I feel at home with you." While the oxytocin campfire might not feel as thrillingly explosive as the dopamine fireworks, its warm, steady glow is what actually makes relationships last. Understanding this shift is the key to knowing if what you're feeling is just a fleeting chemical high that will eventually fade, or the quiet, beautiful start of something real.
So, a crush isn't just a simple feeling. It's a complex, three-act play directed by your brain, with a cast of powerful chemicals, each playing their part. There's the energetic, obsessive beginning, the dreamlike, idealistic middle, and the warm, comforting end, where real connection has a chance to grow. Knowing the science behind it doesn't take away the magic, not at all. It just gives you a map. It helps you enjoy the incredible, giddy ride of a new crush, while also reminding you to keep one foot on the ground. It lets you appreciate the fireworks, while knowing that the real treasure is finding someone you can sit with quietly by the campfire. What's the most memorable or craziest thing you've ever done while you had a crush on someone? Share your story in the comments below. Let's all appreciate this wonderfully strange human experience together. And if you enjoyed this look into the science of the heart, please subscribe for more explorations into the psychology of our everyday lives. Thank you for watching.